That's just me. Nobody will work harder than me. Nobody will work harder than me. I'm normally the last. I'm not normally the first person to the district, but I'm pretty close. But I'm certainly the last one to leave. So, okay, all right. You want me to face y'all? You want me to face them? Which one? And if they hire me, you'll get a chance to talk to me. Every one of you. Every one of you.
You need to face us.
Okay.
I just want to know why the interest in Muskegon Heights. We have almost a crisis going on here, so I want to know what's your interest in coming here and trying to figure this out.
Seems like everywhere I've been, there's been a crisis. There's always a plan of where you're supposed to be at. And I believe this time, this is where I'm supposed to be at. And, you know, I don't like to play the politics, but I can play it. But I'm for kids, 100% for kids. And I believe the students of Muskegon Heights, I have researched the district, saw all the glory days. I looked at the band and everything that used to happen. Why come we can't get it back? These students can do just as much as everybody else can. And that's what I had to tell the kids in Mississippi. Everybody wrote them off. And I'm sure a lot of people are writing Muskegon Heights off. But they are just as smart, and this community is just as good as any community in the United States of America.
So my question would be about your recruitment. How will you recruit students to come back?
It's been my experience to develop and have enrollment fairs and enrollment balls and carnivals, those type things. In the last district, it faced a lot of enrollment challenges. But again, I had it twice. Once in the beginning of the year, where I opened the school year up with a back-to-school kickoff, where we showed what we were doing. You have to tell your story. You got to tell your story. You got to be positive. There's a lot of we can all choose to be negative, but you got to tell all the positive highlights that are going on. And so we did, and then we had a second one at the end of the year that brought in 30 students right away that night. So 30 students times $9,000. That brought in some money for the district. So in my time, we recruited in a year and a half since I've been in Michigan, and the schools of choice can make it difficult. So we recruited at least 300 students in my time to my last district. You have to think outside the box. Got to think outside the box and be innovative.
Mr. Broadnax, my question, thank you, centers around collaborations. Mm-hmm. We're a small community, close-knit community. Everybody kind of knows everyone, but we have a supportive group of resources. How would you work to bring together collaborations? How would you shore up, those kinds of interactions and to zero in on those resources that could help the school district?
So there's 5 things you do, and I've done before, always done, sitting in this seat. You got to listen. Listen to who? The community, the teachers, our students, our community members, the Board of Education. You got to listen. You got to be a good listener. Then you got to learn from what they've told you. You got to learn. Then you have to build relationships. So building those relationships and continuing to forge those relationships are what we have to do. And then after we listen, learn, build, we share. What did I learn? I share what I learned with my students, with our staff, with you guys, and then we plan together how to move forward as partners in the Muskegon Heights School District. Okay.
My question regarding the teachers and staff, and how would we or you work with them to bring a team effort and motivation for the students to learn and for them to be comfortable with the presentation that you're bringing?
So I've done it in all 4 districts that I've worked in. Again, I'm very approachable. I have very high expectations. I'm in the buildings all the time. The teachers will get tired of me probably, but I'm in the buildings all the time, every day. Probably more. The magic doesn't happen in the central office. It happens in the schools. That's where the magic happens at, not in the central office. It's in the schools. Secondly, I meet with my administrators biweekly, and district level team and principals biweekly to provide direction and accountability for what needs to happen in the schools. Then that communication goes to our teachers. But while, again, I'm in the schools, a lot of time I answer those questions that the teachers need and give that support to teachers and to our principals and to our students while we're in the schools. And that includes our secretaries, that includes our custodial staff, our maintenance group, because everybody runs the school. It takes everybody to run our schools. So again, I'm very approachable, answer questions. When you see me, just bringing everybody together, having that collaborative. I'm pretty charismatic, if you haven't known, and high energy, and I will bring that to Muskegon Heights.
Mr. Broadnax, thank you very much.
I got one more
You have
question.
any questions?
As you heard in the closed session, we have 34 seniors, only 7 on track to graduate. How would you address that? Top
Priority right away. First thing we gotta figure out, look at the data, who needs what to graduate. I decided if you guys hire me, I was gonna call the ISD, get some counselors over here, look through transcripts. Let's vet these transcripts and see what students need. Develop some type of process around credit recovery, around some type of enrollment process or classes, after school, summer school. Let's do what we need to do. That's the top priority, just like the transition piece is.
Thank you, sir. That is our candidate for interim superintendent, and the board will be weighing all the comments and all of our interaction with him. Along with the superintendent, we're not certain what he's going to need as far as support. So we're also asking perhaps that we may need a consultant or consultants to assist. We're not sure. We're not saying we're going to go out and hire, but we also want to have that consideration too available to him if it's necessary. So we're also considering that as moving forward. Last but not least, the next topic is having additional counsel, because we've had so many different situations occurring. We have a lead counsel, but we find that we might need some assistance in some areas because so much is weighing on him right now. So we have interviewed a person to fulfill that position as an additional counsel. We've had several people, but she's ranked pretty high. And so you don't need to ask her questions because we've done that for the board. But she is here this evening, and as you leave, she'll be happy to interact with you and speak with you if you so choose. Before we go into our action item, I'm going to ask Ms. Before we go into our action items section, I'm going to ask Ms. Williams, who has been waiting very patiently, our compliance manager, if she's still available and if she would give her report at this time. Ms. Williams. Ms. Williams. Since Ms. Williams seems to have, she's not available at this time, we're going to give her a call because we do want to hear her report. So we'll move forward with the next items because we don't want to keep you here much longer. Next, we have the action items that we'd like to present to the board. The first one is a motion to accept New Paradigm and the Restated Management Agreement, which is not available tonight. We're still discussing exactly what that's going to be. New Paradigm is committed to following through and being on board to assist us in the transition, but there's certain provisions, certain language that we want to have in place so that we all understand where we're headed. So they're getting a chance to input what they want, and we're back and forth, we're negotiating on that. So that'll be forthcoming. We may have to have a special meeting to present that to you, but we still are under negotiations for that. So we'll skip that particular one. We'll go to...
Excuse me. Gotta make a motion to table it.
Yes.
Make a motion to table accepting the reinstated management agreement.
I'll second that. Roll
Dr.
call.
Hunt? Dr. Hunt?
Yes.
Ms. Slater? Mr. Fox? Yes. Ms. Monat?
Thank you for keeping me on the right straight and narrow here. Okay, next we're going to have a motion to hire additional legal counsel. Motion to hire an additional legal counsel. Roll call, please. Okay. Roll call, please.
Dr. Hunt?
Yes.
Ms. Slater? Ms. Monat? Fox, yes.
Thank you. The next item is a motion to hire an interim superintendent and, if needed, a consultant to assist with our transition. I'd like to have, so I make that a motion. Is there any second? Would you like to, you have a question in regards to it?
I don't have a question, I don't know. I guess he decided he needs a consultant and not us.
Well, he would bring it
That
to the
would be
board.
that's my
He would bring it to the board. He couldn't just hire. He would have to bring it to the board.
So I think the motion should be that we hire an interim superintendent. If he needs a consultant, he would let us know.
Then make the motion, please.
That's my motion.
Would you restate it, please?
That we hire an interim superintendent, and if he so chooses to have a consultant, he would bring that forth to the board.
Is there a second? Okay. Roll call, please.
Dr. Hunt?
Yes.
Ms. Slater? Ms. Monat? Fox, yes.
At this time, we'll have comments from the Board of Directors. No. Any comments, Board?
I think I had something on my phone. Let me see. Oh, so I was going to read some emails I had with Mr. Bland, but he's not here, so those would be kind of irrelevant. But the point of the emails were to show that since September, no, probably before that, yeah, since September, we've been trying to get certain things from Mr. Bland and New Paradigm. We haven't been able to get it, so in my opinion, there's no reason for them to stay any longer than what they need to, but they do have to stay for the transition, so in order for us to get a new company, they have to be involved in the transition on us getting everything we need back into our systems. So we ask you guys to be patient with that, but you know for a fact they will be leaving. The faster we get a company, the faster they'll be out. So just keep standing with us, and we on our way.
I just want to thank everyone that